Hey, what's up, YouTube? And because you guys asked, here is my review of the Urban Matz 6x4 folding gaming table. Here is the unit as it is shipped. It's one piece, sort of, and this does fold out to be a 6x4 full gaming table. Now, this product does have its pluses and its minuses, and we're going to talk about that as we go on here. The first thing we're going to talk about, though, is probably one of its minuses, which is the price. This thing, I'm over in the U.S., and I believe this is coming from the U.K., so the entire thing shipped is $220, and a lot of people balk at that price, and I sort of balk at it too. I'm still not 100% sure that I feel that it's worth that much, and I do know that shipping is a big chunk to get it over here from the UK. But that said, $220 is a lot of folding tables. So if you're just in it for value, this is probably not going to be the end solution for you. You can obviously build a table for a lot cheaper. I don't trust myself to build something like this, and I actually had a friend build me a gaming table, which is fantastic, but I wanted another option as well, a much bigger table, and I really wanted to focus in on the portability aspect of it here. So this is the unit as folded up. You can see it has a couple of handles here, and there you can see that there are four basically aluminum sections and some hinges here. There's a couple of locks that you have to unlock here in order for it to keep going. It does only come in one color. That's not such a big deal. And yeah, like I said, it's made out of aluminum. A plus is how light this sucker is. You can see my bare foot there. This is only about 10 pounds, so it doesn't weigh a whole lot. It's a little awkward because it's a 2x4 square. But, you know, hey, that's what you're paying for. You're paying to walk around with a portable gaming table. Now, I would love an option for like a shoulder sling bag, a heavy-duty canvas bag to carry this in. But I don't know that there is one that would be able to do that and be dimensionally strong enough to carry something like this. It would probably tear quite a bit too. So, but that said, here's what it is. It's not bad. You can just walk around with it on the handle, and I'm going to start to unfold and go over some of the features here. Okay, so to begin the setup, what you're going to do is you're going to lay this flat, and then you're going to unlock the couple of hinge locks that are there on the side, and then you're going to kind of start to unfold this. And you can see it unfolds in four sections here. I'm going to pull one of these open. Okay. So you can see it's four sections there, and you have your legs. This thing has 6 legs, and you want to straighten out those basically those hinges as well. Okay. And there are also 6 of these, basically the extenders on the legs, okay? And again, this is all extremely lightweight aluminum. There's basically a push pin type locking mechanism there, and those are gonna go in here, right? And then it just locks into place like that, okay? And so you do that for all 6 of the legs. I actually have to slide this whole thing over and then unfold it. One thing that I don't like is, so you have these hinges here that have to lay flat, but there's no way of locking this hinge in place. That's going to be an issue when I have to flip over the table and set it up. So let me go ahead and finish setting this up, and we'll be right back. Okay, so one thing I wanted to show real quick is that the way these parts are machined can be, let's say, a little hit and miss. Sometimes the fit here is a little too tight, and it can be hard to get the extension like in and out. I had a problem, I think, with maybe not this leg, but one of the other ones where that extender was just too tight, and so it would be really hard to get that extension back out when it was time to go ahead and collapse the table again. It might be this one. Let's see. Okay. No, this one's not so bad. Could be one of the ones on the other side. But anyways, that is a complaint of mine. We'll get back to building this table. Okay, so here's the whole thing unfolded and flipped. And let me tell you, the worst part about this process when you're flipping it is flipping it. I mean, after you unfold it, if you're by yourself and you have to flip it, this can be probably the worst part of this product. And it's the thing that I find to be very, very challenging or troubling, right? Like I said, so you have these hinges here. You know, the table's in 4 sections, right? But there's no way to lock those hinges. So as you're flipping it, if you're flipping it by yourself, unless you have like a 6-foot wingspan with your arms and you can grab either end of this and flip it as one flat piece, you're going to flip the center part, and all of this is just going to try to fold back in on you. The best way to handle that would be to somehow try to get underneath the table when you're flipping it, so that you don't have too much of that issue. The other issue, which is absolutely terrifying, is when you're grabbing it, you're going to grab it by this aluminum frame, and you'll feel it actually separate from the plastic sheeting here. And that's a big, terrifying thing. Like, that's really scary. I keep, every time I have to do this by myself, I'm worried that I'm going to break the table. So I would not flip this table unless you have somebody on hand to help you out. But that said, here's what it is, totally opened, and I'm going to show you guys some of the features here, but I need to put some, like, a terrain or a mat on it, okay? Okay, so now that it's unfolded, now you get to the positive side of the review and the positive side of this product, which is 6x4 folding gaming table. So, as promised, 6x4 gaming table. So, to break that down, when they say 6x4, it really is 6x4. Here is a 4-foot by 4-foot playmat that I have on here. This is just a light banner material. And you can see it fits perfectly on there. Now, a lot of times when you're dealing with tables that aren't designed for gaming, you get a couple of issues, one of which is dimension. Like, for example, if you buy a 3x3 folding card table, that card table may not exactly be 3x3 for one. I've noticed that when I have a 3x3 folding card table, and when I put a 3-foot mat on it, the mat hangs over by, you know, maybe 1/8 of an inch. It's a slight annoyance, but you're not getting the full play area. And this is 6x4, and it's promised 6x4. It's actually a little bit longer. It's a little bit wider than 6 feet, so you can easily fit a 6x4 gaming mat on here if you want. The other issue with standard tables is that when they fold, especially folding tables, they're not fully flat. And this sucker is fully flat. Like, this is really nice. And it's, in my opinion, it's the best feature of the table, is that it lays truly flat. A lot of times with these other tables, you need to buy toppers. I have like foam toppers. I have plastic toppers. I even have like the Secret Weapon, those tiles, and then even like Games and Gears tiles. I use those as toppers when I need to. But this is truly flat, and that's an awesome, awesome ability here. I'm going to pause one more time, and we're going to put a different mat on here. Okay, so here's a 3-foot 3x3 mat on here, and again, you know, some of the best features, completely flat, really nice. This white color that I don't care for, but you can see here, it's got a couple of things going for it. It's got a very, very fine texture on it, right? And that kind of gives it this shimmery appearance. And that's going to do 2 really cool things for this table. One is that texture is absolutely gorgeous for neoprene mats. You throw a neoprene mat on this sucker, it's not moving. Like, it's not, that sucker isn't going. And you could pull that sucker nice and straight and just have an absolutely beautiful play surface there. Okay, the other thing this little shimmery thing does here, as you can see, it bounces light. It's bouncing light off the surface and scattering it. That's great, because if you're going to film on this type of table, let's say you're filming a board game or something like that, you're not going to have this big shiner from overhead light. Like I'm standing right below an overhead light right now, and usually I may see a shiner or something from a completely smooth table, and not the case here. Finally, let's talk about the height of this thing. I believe this table is standing about 3 feet high, right? It stands about, it's standing about 3 feet high, right? And that's a great height. I mean, I can pull up a chair. I'm just as comfortable pulling up a chair and playing on this as I am standing and playing on it. I think it's probably the ideal thing is to stand over this table and play on it. Now, you don't want to lean on it. You don't want to lean on this table. It can handle the weight, and it's dimensionally stable, but you don't want to put, like, I know gamers do this, and they just like, and we're not small folk. Not all of us. Some gamers are of the larger ilk, and they may be inclined to lean on this sucker. You gotta enforce that. That's a negative. You gotta tell people, like, you can't lean on this sucker, okay? This isn't your... This is made of lightweight materials. This is for portability. So they built it for portability and had to sacrifice some of its sturdiness in order to do that. So do not lean on the table. But like I was saying, 3 foot is a great height because you can stand or sit. And then here's the awesome side effect. I don't think they intended to do this. But because you have removable leg extensions, this thing can go down to 20 inches off the ground, which is perfect for my little 4-year-old, right? So if me and my little guy want a game on this table, I just don't attach the extension legs, and we've got a big 6x4 play area, and he can pull up his tiny little chairs and play on that, and I can just kind of sit on the floor and play next to him as well. Okay, so that's the table, or at least, that's what's coming to mind as I review this product. It does what I need it to do. Okay, so here's the part where we talk about value. We talked about that at the beginning of the video. I'm gonna bring this up now in the final part of the video, which is, is this a good value? And I'm gonna only put it this way because, what's valuable to you isn't necessarily valuable to me, and vice versa. What's valuable to me as somebody that plays a lot of games, somebody that goes to gaming conventions, that plays at stores, somebody that's used to having to carry a lot of gear and set up for multiple games and wants to have as portable a setup as possible, this is worth it for me. Yes, it's a high price tag. But one, I don't have the time to build my own table. And two, I wouldn't have the ability to build a portable, totally portable gaming solution like I have here. Now, is it worth it for you guys that maybe don't do much gaming, or you have you have a garage or you have a shed where you can leave a table up all the time? Probably not. This is probably not going to be the thing for you. Because, you're going to have a nice setup, a permanent setup anyway. You don't need to have a temporary one unless maybe you're hosting tournaments at your house, or you're hosting tournaments as part of a club or something like that. So I would say this is very specialized in who is going to really find value in it. But if you are somebody like me, maybe you have limited gaming space, but again, you need to be able to set up and take down ideal gaming surfaces, then this is the guy for you. One other slight negative here is, I would say, when it's all folded up, you cannot store it upright. Well, I guess you could, but you're going to have an issue with these guys. This hook thing here, kind of standing on that and standing on the hinge, probably not the best idea there. So that's going to do it for this video. Guys, let me know in the comments if you have any specific questions or anything like that. Personally, I like the table. I'm happy with the table. I'm going to look forward to doing some game streaming on this table in the summer when we have people over. And the nice part is it allows me to host 3 games at a time in this gaming room, which is fantastic because I can host up to 2 here, and then I can host one on the actual set gaming table that's behind me there. So anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Hey guys, thanks for following me on social media and voting as part of the poll. I'm going to do my best to fulfill everything that I say or ask of you guys on the poll. So guess what? If you did vote for the SDE tutorial, I will also do that at a later time. Okay, so that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good one, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.